At the Alaska State Fair this holiday weekend, there was one more reason for excitement. An Alaskan has been chosen to go after one of the highest offices in the land.
Are we proud of Sarah? Of course we're Alaskans.
At the booth of the Republican Women's Club, there was a hastily produced banner. There's demand for McCain Palin buttons, but no supply.
It was a surprise.
For many here, Palin's selection shows America's last frontier is finally getting the respect it deserves.
I was delighted.
It is almost as if Sarah Palin suddenly appeared out of the Alaskan wilderness. Until her selection Friday, perhaps her most prominent national exposure was after midnight on Craig Ferguson's Late Late Show.
Take a look at this.
Craig, this is Governor Sarah Palin from the state of Alaska.
I thought governors were kind of like, well, I don't know much about your big city. Wait. I mean, she's like, hello.
In her hometown of Wasilla, Palin lives on a lake where seaplanes are as common as motorboats. Growing up here in Wasilla, Palin was surrounded by Alaska's rugged beauty and built a bit of a rugged reputation herself. So tough on the high school basketball team, she was nicknamed Sarah Barracuda. But as the people of Wasilla headed to church this Sunday morning, Palin was on their minds as never before, and in their prayers.
So many of you are friends and some of you are family of Governor Palin, and we just want to lift her up before the Lord in prayer.
Most in Wasilla seemed to feel certain she'd make a fine vice president.
It was kind of the buzz of the town, that's for sure.
Shocking.
Stephen Sandquist and Shauna Henderson, though, are Democrats who aren't so sure their governor is ready. As a woman you're excited for as a Democrat?
Go Obama.
Though the state fair is wrapping up, the campaign ahead promises plenty of excitement for the folks here. John Blackstone, CBS News, Wasilla, Alaska.
Right now I'm joined by Bob Schieffer, who has been covering conventions for 21 years. But Bob, I'm sure this is a first.
Well, it is. It's actually my 21st convention.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your 21st
So
convention since
it's even
1968.
worse than you said.
That's
yeah.
39 years. Wow.
Yeah. And boy, I'm telling you, Harry out there, it's a little calmer
crazy.
Inside, isn't it?
You've never, I'm sure, seen anything like this, a convention scaled back because of a hurricane.
You know, I remember saying to 50 people before this one started, you know, these conventions, they're not like they used to be, but they're always different. And I have to say, I've never seen anything quite like the one we're seeing unfold here. It's just amazing.
I know. Let's talk about Sarah Palin. This convention was supposed to be a way to introduce her to the world in prime time. That may not happen.
No, it may not. I think that they're going to try as hard as they can to get in at least one night here. My guess is we'll see something on Thursday night, perhaps on Wednesday night. You may wind up seeing everybody who is going to speak at this convention speak on Thursday, and that would include her. But I mean, this woman is a remarkable story. I mean, this compelling life that she has led. I mean, it's an amazing story. But again, there is this risk. Are people going to accept someone a heartbeat away from the presidency who has virtually no experience? This is the big argument, of course, that John McCain has been making about Barack Obama. But no matter how you cut it, Sarah Palin does not get up to the bar that John McCain has already set for Barack Obama. And that's what this is going to be all about. That's what this convention is going to be about.
In fact, last night we watched Steve Croft ask Barack Obama and Senator Joe Biden about Sarah Palin. Let's listen to what they had to say.
I'll put my guy Joe Biden up against anybody when it comes to fighting on behalf of those families, because he's been there. He comes out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. He's been fighting for those folks ever since he got into the Senate, and he hasn't stopped and he hasn't forgotten where he's come from.
You know, I think we really underestimate the people in the neighborhood, the neighborhoods I came from, you came from. I really think we underestimate them. People get it. So I think they're looking for more than whether or not Joe Biden's from Scranton and she hunts.
So not directly naming her, but obviously a jab at her lack of experience.
You know, what is really interesting, we had Rudy Giuliani on Face the Nation yesterday morning. The argument he makes, I said to him, look, Barack Obama's put somebody with real experience on the ticket here. You can't say about Sarah Palin what Barack Obama says about Joe Biden and his qualifications. Now, here's the take that Giuliani says, well, of course not. Barack Obama has no experience, so he had to put somebody with experience on the ticket. He says John McCain didn't have to do that. He's got all the experience. So that's the way they're going to argue it.
Right.
But,
and they say she brings other qualities to the ticket. All right, Bob, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Maggie.